Thanks for listening to English Go Podcast. To listen without advertisements or to read episode transcripts, visit englishgo.co.uk for more information.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
Millions of people have lost weight with personalized plans from Noom. Like Evan, who can't stand salads and still lost 50 pounds.
Salads generally for most people are the easy button, right? For me, that wasn't an option. I never really was a salad guy. That's just not who I am. But Noom worked for me.
Get your personalized plan today at Noom.com. Real Noom user compensated to provide their story. In 4 weeks, the typical Noom user can expect to lose 1 to 2 pounds per week. Individual results may vary.
They say opposites attract. That's why the Sleep Number Smart Bed is the best bed for couples. You want a bed that feels firm, but they want soft? Sleep Number does that. You want to sleep cooler while they like to feel warm? Sleep Number does that too. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number number 1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now Sleep Number Smart Beds start at $999. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Lately, I've been thinking a lot about digital ownership. And that basically means like how much ownership, how much you own digital items that you've bought. And the reason I started thinking about this is because, like many people who enjoy playing games perhaps, I have a Steam account, and Steam are a service, like an online service that will sell games to you. And the idea is you buy a game digitally and then you keep it, and you can keep it forever, forever, for as long as you live, and you can play it for as long as you live, and it's sort of yours. And I've built up a fairly large collection of games on this service, many of which I don't actually play because I tend to buy them when they're on sale for like a very, very cheap price, and then don't have enough time to actually play them. But that's a different topic. What happened recently to make me start thinking about all of this is there was some news that caught my attention, and this news said that when you die, you can't leave your Steam account to someone else. So normally if someone dies, they're able to have what's called a will, and it's like a document that says like, okay, I give my car to this person, I give my house to this person, and so on and so on. And you can't do that with your Steam account. And I thought, well, that's actually quite surprising, because if I'd bought these games from a shop, so I had like physical copies, I had boxes and discs of the games sitting somewhere, I could just say, I'm going to leave my games to this person, I want this person to have them or give them away to whomever. So I was quite surprised by this, and it gave me sort of a nasty feeling, like an unpleasant feeling, like, hang on a minute, I've just been spending my money on something, but I don't actually own it. It's not really mine. Now, I know when I pay for a streaming service, if I pay for Netflix, if I pay for Amazon Prime Video, whatever it's called, if I pay for Apple TV or something, then yes, I'm just renting something from someone. But Steam is a bit different, because you actually buy the game just once and keep it. So I think because of this, I sort of just assumed it was mine, but it really wasn't. In a sense, it's not too dissimilar to just sort of renting the games or streaming the games. Anyway, that's all Steam related, that's all game related. I've been thinking about how this affects other things like music, for instance, I'm old enough to remember when I used to buy, or everyone used to buy, like CDs. And then I started thinking about the sort of freedoms you had when you used to buy CDs. So that CD was your CD, and once you'd bought it, you owned it, and you owned it forever, and you could pretty much do what you liked with it. So if I don't want the CD anymore, I could give it to a friend for free, and that isn't illegal. If something happens to me, you know, if I'm no longer in this world, if I had some nasty accident, or maybe I just became too old, or some illness or something, like I was saying, I could have a will and I could say that I want this CD to go to this person or something. That actually feels like I do own it in that case. It feels like it is mine. I can sell the CD. So if I don't want it anymore, I can sell it to a shop. I can sell it on the internet, on some auction site like eBay or something like that. It is actually mine. And these days, I don't buy CDs at all, as I'm sure many of the people listening to this podcast don't. Instead, I subscribe to a streaming service, you know, like Spotify or Apple Music. And so I'm just renting, sort of like just renting CDs now, renting albums from these companies. And I'm largely okay with that business model. I know that I'm not actually buying anything. I know that I can't keep anything. I know that I can't sell anything. I know I can't give anything away to a friend. I've given up a lot of freedoms just so I can pay like a monthly fee and have access to, you know, almost every piece of music that's ever been created. Well, not quite, but it really is an unbelievably large collection of music that you can listen to. But there are some things that I really don't like about these kind of services. So I don't know if this is, you know, if I'm a typical listener, but I listen to all kinds of categories of music, different varieties of music. And I tend to have like these phases where I'm just listening to music non-stop almost, you know, like I'm doing my job every day and I've just got music on. And then I have these times when I'm not listening to music at all. Like I might go for like a month and like hardly listen to much music at all. And then maybe next month I'll be like, oh, let's find some more music to listen to. And I'll start exploring like new things and stuff like that. Well, in that quiet month, I feel like the money I'm paying, you know, the monthly subscription fee is really bad value. I mean, imagine if I don't listen to a single song, not one song during that whole month. I still have to pay the full subscription price. But where does that money go? I haven't used the service at all. Why am I still paying? I've done nothing that would cause the company to spend money or lose money or anything like that, but I still have to pay the full price. That I'm really not happy about, because that full price just goes straight to Spotify or straight to Apple Music or whomever. But really, I wish it would go to the artists that I like and that I want to support. I wish I could say, like, you know, like on the months where my usage is really low, please send this much percent to this artist, this much percent to this artist, this much percent to this artist. But I think what actually happens is Google. It's not Google. Spotify. Google don't have a streaming service, do they? They will one day probably. Apple and Spotify will just say, oh, well, we don't have to pay any artists this month, do we? You know, you didn't listen to any music. Just give all of your money to us instead. And that I really don't like. I really, really don't like that sort of behavior from these companies, because they only exist because they're able to use artists' music. They're making money from the artists, and if they don't have any artists, there is no company, there's no streaming service. So I do wish that they would treat them better. And because of that, a part of me, you know, because I disagree with that, a part of me has been thinking, maybe I should just buy CDs and then, you know, rip them. So that means convert them into a digital copy of them, which is perfectly fine, not illegal. And then because I'm buying a CD, I think it's a more like direct way to support an artist. So I really like that. But at the same time, I don't like CDs. It's not. I don't mind CDs. I don't like storage. I don't like storing something analog when you could store something digitally instead. Maybe I'm weird because I do, you know, I think like most people, I like real books more than digital books, more than ebooks. You know, something about the feel and the texture. And I suppose CDs are sort of like that too. And, you know, records and maybe even cassette tapes, if you like cassette tapes. But when I think about the amount of CDs that I want and like what that would look like in one of my rooms, I just think, wow, that's a lot of mess. I don't want all of those CDs. So if I bought the CD and then copied it and then sold it, you know, so I kept my digital copy and sold my analog copy, that I'm pretty sure, I'm almost certain, would be illegal. So what do? I feel like there's no service out there that works in the way I want things to work. I want to buy a digital copy. So I don't, sort of like the way Steam works, this game store works. But not exactly the way that works. I want to buy a digital copy and I want it to be mine. And I want to be able to say like, look, I don't want this digital copy anymore, give it to a friend. Or, you know, if something happens to me, I can say like all of my digital copies of my music I can give to a friend or family, or if I have kids, I can give it to kids, you know, my children. That's what I want, and that service does not exist at the moment. I guess I just want ownership, I want fairness, I want more freedom, I want the choice to be able to support artists that I like, to help them make more music, because wow, did they get underpaid by streaming their songs on, you know, Apple Music or Spotify or whatever. I worked out the other day, like if an album had 10 songs on it, and I listened to that album 200 times, I would give the artist roughly about $10 US, actually a bit less than that. But I'd have to listen like 200 times to an album. And I've got albums that I love, but I don't think I've listened to any of them 200 times. I don't think I'll ever listen to any of them 200 times. That is a lot of listening. I don't know, maybe in a lifetime, maybe in a, you know, when I'm like 80 something, if I live that long, then I will have listened to 1 or 200 times. But anyway, the point I'm making is, it's a poor way of supporting an artist through a streaming service. So I just wish there was some other way. I mean, why can't artists sell music directly from their own websites? You know, just let people download a digital copy of it or something. And the same for films as well. The same for TV series, episodes. I'd rather download a digital copy than use a streaming service. And, you know, then I can keep that copy, put it on my own hard drive or whatever. Anyway, that is the end of today's podcast, and I hope I've given you something to think about, just like that one article I read gave me a lot to think about, and it made me think about all the freedoms that we've given up in exchange for convenience, which isn't always a good thing, it has to be said. Okay, until next time, bye-bye.
They say opposites attract. That's why the Sleep Number Smart Bed is the best bed for couples. You want a bed that feels firm, but they want soft? Sleep Number does that. You want to sleep cooler while they like to feel warm? Sleep Number does that too. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now Sleep Number Smart Beds start at $999. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Millions of people have lost weight with personalized plans from Noom. Like Evan, who can't stand salads and still lost 50 pounds.
Salads generally for most people are the easy button, right? For me, that wasn't an option. I never really was a salad guy. That's just not who I am. But Noom worked for me.
Get your personalized plan today at Noom.com. Real Noom user compensated to provide their story. In 4 weeks, the typical Noom user can expect to lose 1 to 2 pounds per week. Individual results may vary.
Summer is supposed to be an opportunity to slow down. But when you look at your kids, you can't help but notice that your kids are growing up fast. Help them build confidence as they grow with Greenlight. Greenlight is a debit card and money app for families where parents can keep an eye on kids' money habits while kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely. It's the easy, convenient way to raise financially smart kids. Get your first month free when you sign up at greenlight.com/ACAST.
Need new glasses or want a fresh new style? Warby Parker has you covered. Glasses start at just $95, including anti-reflective, scratch-resistant prescription lenses that block 100% of UV rays. Every frame's designed in-house with a huge selection of styles for every face shape. And with Warby Parker's free home try-on program, you can order 5 pairs to try at home for free. Shipping is free both ways, too. Go to warbyparker.com/covered to try 5 pairs of frames at home for free. warbyparker.com/covered.
Thanks for listening until the very end of the show. If you've enjoyed this episode, please give my podcast a rating, or if you have the time, write a review. It's a really nice way of letting me know you enjoy these episodes and encourages me to make more of them for you. Thanks very much and have a lovely day.